I'm Mark Ginsberg. I own MC Ginsberg Objects of Art and Advanced Design and Manufacturing. I do whatever pops up on a certain day. So I'm in the retail business, I'm in the manufacturing and construction business, so we build prototypes, proof of concepts, custom design jewelry, production line pieces. I was raised a retail circus freak from a small child, but I came into the business when I was 17, so let's say 40 years. We're a wizard of sorts. We're experimenters. We continue to reinvent ourselves on a daily basis. Part of the problem is I want challenges, and I want to make sure that I'm excited about getting up every single morning and coming into this space. And so we started off as a retail environment. In '87, I dropped the jeweler from our title and became just MC Ginsberg Objects of Art, because I felt like it better fit what we were trying to do, which was create objects of art. When we're dealing with things that we don't need, just appreciate the art. Enjoy the Picasso or the Rembrandt, the Matisse, the opera, and let it waft over you, and the moment, and remember the moment and the emotions that it stirred. So it didn't make a lot of sense to me to try to rationalize a work of art, so any more than it does to steal a kiss or to take a picnic or to fly into Paris for dinner and come back the same night. None of those things make a lot of sense, but if we have the means and the desire, then it makes all the sense in the world. We've done everything now from making jewelry to making science. So the skill sets are intersecting. So the same skill sets that exist to make a piece of jewelry also exist to make a three-dimensional model of a heart or a pediatric trachea or head vessels. We are currently involved and have been involved historically as well in making chairs and seats and bathing devices for children with cerebral palsy. That continues to strike me as extremely rewarding, challenging on many different levels, something that's comfortable, something that's practical, something that's portable, something that the parents can afford and the child will feel secure in. That's been rewarding for us. The idea of making sheaths for abnormal pediatric tracheas, basically we're building silicone models so that it allows the surgeon to pre-game the surgeries in advance of the bypass, opening up the chest of the child, a 9-month-old or 1-year-old. And the construct is that it will reduce the amount of time of the surgery, reduce the amount of time of anesthesia, and the post-operative prognosis as well improves. So those are all things that we feel like we've added to the quality of an individual's life, as well as hopefully to science and to mankind. But we did a abnormal trachea sheath for one of the surgeons here at the University of Iowa, and the surgery was successful, so the father had the model of the trachea made into cufflinks and studs, which was also rewarding. This is my three-dimensional printer. My larger one, we have a smaller one on our second floor. This one actually prints 14 square inches on the Y and the X and 8 inches on the Z. Here, I don't know if you can see it, we have a tennis shoe that we scan. We're going to make models of this tennis shoe. But basically what happens is the machine layers, very, very thin layers, in this case 16 microns, about 1600ths of a millimeter. It builds up an X and a Y. There is support material, and you can see this support material builds up so that it allows, it's like a scaffolding around a building. It allows us to build a solid. This just comes off, and then we have left the model. And we can do anything with that. We can pour molds into it, we can pour rubber into it, or porcelain rather, rubber. We pour wax into it. We can take this and make it into an ornament or a pendant, whatever we want. But basically, we design the architecture that we want, whether it's a shoe or whether it's a heart, it doesn't matter. The scale is 14 square inches by 8 inches deep. And it takes, in this case, it may take 3 or 4 hours to build the model, but once we're done, we can continue to build new models in different architecture. So every single design can change that we have on the bench and on the platter. So I can have, to the extent that it fits, 75 different pairs of shoes on this bed, or 100 different pairs of shoes relative to scale, from flats to high heels to tennis shoes to anything I want. And we can build that collection. So A lot of people think of us as mass producing. I like to think of it as mass customization, not mass production. Anyway, this is a nice little machine, offering a lot of versatility and flexibility with what we can build in the space. And there are no limitations except our imagination. So for making prosthetics, it's great. You can scan, your right ear or left ear, mirror it, and work on making new ears for those who've lost them, or noses or mouth. This is a abnormal heart where the aorta is switched or reversed, or maybe a ventricle, and typically blue blood goes into your lungs and pink blood goes to the rest of your body. In this case, it's pushing the pink blood into your lungs and the blue blood to the rest of your body. So surgeons have to reverse this at birth. There are a lot of things yet that I don't know, and a lot of discoveries yet to be made, and hopefully we'll be able to leave a little bit of our ideas and our thoughts and my vision for the future and for the next generation to build on. I think that it's important to have a task in my life, something that, as I said earlier, that gets me out of bed and gets me into this place, but it must be something I can never possibly finish. I'm looking forward to, new discoveries. I don't know, when it hits me, I'll let you know that it hit me, but I try not to make plans that are too concrete. I try to be fluid and malleable enough that if something hits me that I didn't expect, good or bad, I know how to deal with that, or I can deal with that, and I don't overreact to it. I take it in stride. So I would say that for me, it's best to have a new discovery, to find something around the next corner, over the next mountaintop, or above the tree line, or below the tree line, or in the water. It doesn't really matter, but those kind of occasions to me are exciting as well as discoveries. To me, it's just another opportunity to meet a human being and interact and hopefully affect a positive change.